Hiya. Sorry about that. For those who don't know, we have changed our style of recording because before, as you look back on the old videos, it's a bit shabby because I was holding my phone above a picture of the book I'd read. But now we've changed it to screen recording, which makes it so much easier, meaning you get a better quality video, and I don't have to worry too much about, my hands being shaky that day, as that's a trouble I struggle with. So today we are talking about Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. For my last videos you might have seen, I had read the Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban because I have been reading through the whole series. And if you like these videos, please give it a like and comment if you want to see me read other books, and I'll do a review on those. And please press the subscribe button, because for people like me who have a low subscribed channel, it makes a whole lot of difference when we see that someone subscribed, because it definitely shows us that there are actually people watching out there, and it gives us a higher motivation of producing more videos. I do try to not worry too much about the subscriber count, but sometimes it does get me down, and as you see, there is a big gap between this video and the last video, and that's mainly because I went through a bit of a hard time during Christmas, and it just got me a bit down. So yes, if you can, press the like button, press the subscribe button, and I'd love to hear from you. Thank you. Anyway, so Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, for those who haven't read this book, is one of the largest books of the Harry Potter series, coming at 800 pages, which I'm just saying, I was thinking about this when I was reading about it. It's like, with the movies, the last movie is the last book is split into two movies, which I can understand why, but it's not that big. The book isn't. It's not that long, and to be honest, I would have really preferred if they could have split the Goblet of Fire into two movies, because if for those who have read this book, you would know, and watch the films, that there is so much missing from this book. It's really been slaughtered by the people who, wrote the scripts of the movies and made the movies, because there's so much missing, and I would love to be able to see, the whole actual book in the movie. Well, not the whole book, but being able to fit it all in there. Anyway, we'll get back to the book. So Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. It's an amazing story, and it's absolutely great to read. It really was. It was a bit of a struggle because how long the book was, but it took me, if I remember rightly, I think I did take a break halfway through the book and then continued it, so it did take me about a month to read. I've got dyslexia, so you can understand why it's a bit of a struggle. People with dyslexia, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, can be a bit of a struggle to read, definitely long books, because the motivation to push yourself forward. So Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire was an amazing read. It was so much in the book, so much in the storyline, and so the thing is, we first get introduced to a new concept into the book by Harry and the Weasleys, and there was also Cedric, who we saw, who came in with his father, and they went to watch the Wizards doing Quidditch World Cup. So the World Cup is like what we have now is like football World Cup, but they have it for the Quidditch, and it was amazing. We get introduced to this new character in it as well, which is another house elf like Dobby, which sadly she wasn't actually in the movies. They completely cut that bit, because in the book, the Weasleys and Harry actually get great seat tickets. They get it from the Ministry of Magic, and they get to sit in the high booth, and so that's how they, because it was I do apologise. It was the Ministry of Magic, Mr. Finch, if I remember rightly, I think his name is. I'm sorry if I've got that wrong. Whose house elf it was, and yes, she was waiting there because she was saving his seat, but it recurred to them that she actually didn't like heights. So it got, Hermione's brain ticking about the whole fair rights for house elves. That's something that was not in the movies. And anyway, but in the movies, you see, in the movies, they don't have those seats. They don't ever meet this house elf. And because in the movies is, what's his name? Oh, I do apologise. Malfoy sees them going up to their seats and decides to be, Malfoy, and boasts about how they got great seats. Malfoy and his father got great seats from the Ministry of Magic himself. But actually, in the book, so does the Weasleys and Harry, but they don't show that in the movie. So another thing we see in the movie in the book is that in the book you see about George and oh blimey, how have I forgotten his name? I do apologise for that anyway. The Weasley Twins. So the Weasley Twins are trying to do some bartering, putting down a few coins down on one of the teams they think is going to win. As you remember from the book and the movies, they are teams for the Irish. And there's also someone who you see later on in the book in one of the teams, and that is Victor Crumb. And he's a player in one of the famous Quidditch teams. Well, anyway, let's move on. So, if you've read the book, you remember the dark symbol got shown in the sky, as there was the Death Eaters come and destroy, the whole event, and yeah, so that happens. But the thing is, what they don't really say is that it was actually Harry's wand that cast the spell in the sky to show the Death Eater sign. And that's the thing, because Harry drops his wand, and it's a big storyline thing. It's a big thing to be in the book and not in the movie. So anyway, we're going on a bit more now. So they get when they finally get to Hogwarts and so, it's introduced about the Tri-Wisdom tournaments, which everyone's talking about because it actually hasn't been done in, I think it was 50 years or maybe longer. I do apologise, information is not my best quality in this. So yeah, and it's when they actually meet the other schools, they actually are outside. They're outside when they meet them. They're not actually in the hallway. Well, not the hallway, the great hall they have their food in, which is crazy because another thing that was just so much different in the movies. And then, if you don't want to know this, that Hermione starts a whole petition thing about trying to get house elves their own rights and trying to get them paid wage and holidays and everything. And they're not taking Hermione, Ron and Harry aren't taking them seriously. Isn't taking her seriously. And the thing is, we later find out that Dobby of all house elves, he returns, and he is still a free elf. Because that's what happened in the Prisoner of Azkaban, the last bit. Dobby becomes a free elf, and it's amazing. And we find out that Dumbledore, of all people, Dumbledore gives Dobby a job, and a paid job of all things. He gives him a paid job. He works in the kitchen with all the other house elves. Because if you don't know, in the kitchen, everything is made. The food, everything that goes out, is actually made by hundreds of house elves. Well, anyway, Dobby, who is a house elf, and he's free, and he don't have a master. And Dumbledore gives him a job, and it's paid. He has holidays, and it just shows for Dobby he's happy about this because he finally has a different life. See, Winky's actually the house elf I was talking about earlier, who is was owned by Fudge. And thing is here, Fudge actually, set Winky free when that happened. So it's because she was the one who was found with Harry's wand. And so they think that she's the one who cast the spell of the Dark Mark. Anyway, she was set free, and Dumbledore let her stay in the castle, becoming a house elf in the kitchen, and offered her to be, paid as well. But Winky wouldn't accept that. She develops a bit of an alcohol problem with butterbeer, and she becomes a bit of an alcoholic. And it's a sad, really, story to read about that, because she is so distraught about her master not having her, because she's saying like he won't be able to cope without her and stuff, because she had been with that family for so long. Well, anyway, moving on. So we all know that what happens, because it's quite a similar thing that happens in the movie to the books, that going up to Triwizard tournaments, and it's the same thing that happens. Anyway, so I just wanted to say with the rest of this, it was an amazing read, and it's an amazing story, and I really would suggest anyone to read the Harry Potter books, because you may have seen the movies, but it does not portray the books as they should, and the books are amazing. They have so much more information in them. You feel like you're literally watching a whole new movie, because there's so much missing from the movie. There is. I really suggest it, and I know there's been some controversy with J.K. Rowling, things that she said recently. I'm not going to go into that. I just say I do disagree with what she has said, and I know I'm doing the Harry Potter series and everything, but I would really hope no one can post any comments about it in the comment section, please, because I would like to keep this channel as happy and positive as I can. Okay, anyway, thank you for watching this, and I hope I helped you with with like what the book's about and stuff, and I really would suggest to give it a read. Definitely, like if you've read it before, like a few years back, and you haven't read it again in a while, then give it a reread then. Anyway, I will be posting another video rather soon of the next book, which is, oh blimey, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. So yeah, okay, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and peace out.